All right, so I wanted to share how excited I am about this purslane here. This is so super exciting to me. This is like one of the most edible and nutritious plants we have outside of the chaya and the moringa. But in terms of a low-lying plant,
Well, here it's been
well,
hasn't been
here
stepped
it's,
on.
Yeah, here it's high because it hasn't been stepped on. But if you see this is, you can find this on the side of the road.
Sidewalks mostly.
Sidewalks, yeah. And this is edible. Like if you see it, if you pull it out, pull it out and put it in your food or maybe rinse it first. But
Yeah. Don't eat it if it's on a sidewalk, maybe. But
well, no, even if it's on the sidewalk,
could.
if you rinse it really well, it's no worse than all the other pesticides you probably put in your body from any unorganic foods.
yeah.
But this has more nutrition than almost any greens that you're going to find in your grocery store. And it's got more omega-3s, which are really good for your body. Is it omega-3s or omega-6s are bad and omega-3s are good? I don't remember. Look it up.
Something health productive.
Right.
Where did you find that information?
And yeah, so just look it up. Purslane, Purslane. I'm so excited that it's in here. And what I love about this part of the grass is that I actually don't ever mow this area because the tallest thing is the healthy thing that I just yank and put in our dinners. And the next thing we have in here is a native plant, which is horseherb. And originally I wasn't going to grow horseherb, but I found out it's native, and if we want to pass the
Natural area permit.
then you actually want horseherb in your ground more than you want regular grasses. And this happens to be a native grass. It's
Some sort of sedge.
no, it was a blue stem, I think. It was a family of the blue stem grass, I think. But it never gets
It's a
higher than
grass.
this. Like no matter what, it never gets higher. Look, my
Yeah.
hand, it never gets.
Like here's maybe. Still, it's not particularly tall.
Yeah, and it's really easy to flatten. So, like even you don't have to
Nice
mow it.
and
You could just walk through it and it flattens it out.
Yep.
Which is amazing. And so we have such. This is what I love about our yard. Now, of course, this is a very compacted area because, as you see here,
these are amaranths,
They-
Acelosias, which
should be getting very tall right here. Yeah, that's how tall they should be getting.
that's pretty tall.
And then you come to the compacted area, and it barely makes it past my hand. So it's amazing how compacting.
these did start a bit later, but still.
Yeah,
Yeah, they should really still be a lot taller.
they should be a lot taller. But my favorite exciting thing that I'm excited about is this purslane. And then right next to it we have this jewels of heart with the little beautiful pink flowers. And it took me years before I got the courage to try and eat it. Because somebody told me it was purslane, but it's not purslane. They used to think it was in the same family as
It's used to be
purslane.
classified in the same family, but it is no longer classified in the same family. Now it is classified in the what was it? Talinum paniculatum. It's a slightly different family than purslane.
But it's
Genus.
still nice. I mean, you can put it right into your spinach. Use it as it's actually
It tastes
the
a bit like
perfect
spinach, actually, yeah.
substitute. And it grows profusely. It grows like a weed. And most people think purslane and the jewels of opar are weeds, but they're not. They're edible, and when you're ready to not have them in your yard, you just yank them up. I'm so tempted to yank this up, except that I want it to reseed more.
Yeah. You can see actually the top, the buds. There's little tiny buds that
Little
will pop off
seeds.
and reseed later.
Yeah, I'm really excited about them. And they're so nutritious. I actually might. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take
Okay,
a
you can
little
see some of the
batch
seeds right there.
for our dinner because I'm just so excited by it. So sorry, I'm going to go ahead and take you some of it. And I'm going to go ahead and just chop it.
It doesn't pull it out.
choppers.
It is a bit
Yeah.
easy to pull out.
Yeah, it is a bit easy to pull out.
But it loves growing like sidewalk cracks especially. But really anywhere.
I'm so excited to put this in our meal. It's just lovely. We'll
Yep.
go ahead and take the seeds and put the seeds around. And just shake the seeds out sometimes.
It's actually a relative of purslane that's it's a store-bought, or not store-bought, it's a cultivated ornamental plant that's designed to have more
the-
pretty
the
colorful
rose
flowers.
Rock garden.
Either
or
rock
the
garden,
rose.
rock purslane, yeah.
Yeah, rock purslane.
But this one's a wild variety and it's a lot more, has a bigger leaf.
Yeah, I mean,
more
if you can get the
succulent
one
leaf.
that has the pretty colorful flowers, it's probably the better one to get. But just because it's prettier flower, so you have the pretty flowers to go with the food. But food's food. Yummy. I mean, This is like comparable to your sardines in terms of the amount of omega-3s. It's really amazing stuff. Anyways, I just wanted to show off and share this before I go and start weeding. We have some native plants. We're trying to pass that native plant thing, so I'm gonna go ahead. Normally I would pull this lantana out, but I'm just gonna chop it real low. And what's this other one that I'm gonna chop really low?
This is arrowhead sida, which is also a bit of a native plant.
It's a native plant. It was impossible for me to get rid of, but I'm so very excited that it
It's
turned
very
out to be
sturdy,
native.
and
Yeah.
this patch right here, like we chopped it back earlier this year, and it's
I've chopped it back for years, and
Yep.
it still comes back. Like I kept thinking I had pulled it all out, and it still comes back. But I love that it's native, that it helps us pass the native test. What is it called again? Natural permit.
area permit.
But I am going to chop it low now that it's rained. Because when it was dry, it was like really low, and then when it rained, it was like.
Oh my gosh, it rained, time to get big.
Yeah, my entire yard is just like really. But look at this. Turn around and see. It's still very low lying in here, and it's just I don't have to put a grass that I have to mow. I just have a nice low lying stuff. Plus, it's very compacted, which helps.
Plus it's very compacted, which helps.
Yeah.
But if you walk on it, you're supposed to be walking on it anyways, right? So
Yeah.
if you aren't walking on it, then you should turn it into a vegetable garden. Like this. It doesn't have to look like this. This is
Yeah.
just
Well, this is just. I wanted to see just how tall this would get.
that's what a field of amaranth looks like, or celosia. It's a combination of amaranth and celosia plants.
And this is my favorite. This one's got a pretty purple flower.
The leaves taste delicious.
Yeah, but I didn't know this one was edible for years. It's this one that's this is the colorful spinach.
It's red leaf amaranth, I think is what it's called. I never
Well,
actually was
actually,
able to
there's
find
multicolored. It's called a multicolored spinach because it's got multiple colors. Because they have a red one that is purely red,
Right, yeah.
and this one is multicolored. So if you
Chinese
type in
spinach.
the word multicolored spinach.
I found it via red leaf Chinese spinach, or Chinese amaranth. I don't think it's actually native to China, though. Like,
I don't know.
I think it's actually native, like, to Central America or something. And, you have to do local research on it. The thing about this is that, along with all the other amaranths, it's hard to find names for specific species, because you can generally it's an amaranth. There's a lot of different species.
Something I really love is that I never knew, because I've never grown it this big before. It's always just been small. I don't water my plants, or didn't used to. Now this year is the first year ever that I've ever watered my plants. And so we were trying to keep this alive because it's in the full sun. And this is the first time I've seen, look at how it just spread out. Like that's amazing. And you know what I think helped is that earlier this year they dug a hole in here to get the sewer systems, and I think that loosened the clay down there.
Yeah, because even if they recompacted dirt back on top, it was still churned around the nutrients and the top layer is now entirely clay, actually, which I think holds water a bit better.
Right.
Which is why this was able to do a whole bunch better. But
well, this plant overall, like this one is like drown it in water, and even if I had to literally twice a day sometimes water it just to keep it not wilted in the full sun.
It will die, but it'll wilt.
But this other plant, like I literally hand water them at the roots. This other plant, I rarely had to water. The colorful spinach, rarely ever did I ever have to water this. It's amazing because it's a very sturdy plant, but only after it's been established. At the very beginning, you have to water it.
Yeah.
Look how pretty it is. Oh, he's so
Especially
gorgeous.
this one,
Look at that. I love our garden. Please help out our garden. Patreon.com/KEE, or go to our Etsy store. Unfortunately, we do not sell these at this time. Maybe after it seeds, I might have enough extra seeds. Probably not this year, though.
They don't like transplant very well.
Yeah. They
reseed very well. We might be able to sell the seeds.
Maybe.
We sell just opar seeds.
Yes, we do sell the Jules. Did we? I think I actually already sold out, but you can keep an eye out for it. I might get some more on there. And then look how pretty those pink flowers. It's just a little burst of flower. Yum, yum, yum. And our special favorite is this chaya. This is for sale on our Etsy store, etsy.com/shop/Keys Saziano Oasis.
Link in description.
And this, I don't think any single person should, I don't care if you live in an apartment or not, you need to have one of these because This has got more magnesium, potassium, like all the nutrients. This is, other than the moringa plant, which is the most nutrients we have in any of the leaves, this is the second best. And you can grow them indoors, you can grow them outdoors. I mean, I keep them inside the whole winter long. Yeah, so there is no excuse. I don't care where you live, you need to have one of these because it's a little bit of extra greens in it. The only thing is you do have to cook this one. Like none of the other ones we talked about, do you have to cook. You can eat them raw,
Well, you
look
probably
it up.
want to cook the amaranth.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't recommend this one non-cooked. It's much better. But it's really yummy when it's been cooked.
It tastes like sauteed spinach when it's cooked.
Oh, but like a nice, flavorful sauteed spinach. Yeah. But yeah, this one you have to cook because otherwise it's got cyanide or arsenic or I don't know what it has in it. Look it up.
Yeah, hydrogen cyanide or something like that.
Yeah. And technically these do too. You don't want to eat too much. Any spinach, like even spinach itself, you do not want to eat.
Oxalic acid.
Right. So you want to limit the amount of spinach and amaranths and
Any sort of leafy green.
celosia. Well, the Guinura.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Guineras, moringas, and a couple of others have lowered levels of oxalic acid. Like spinach, actually, especially spinach and lettuce, have insanely high oxalic acid levels. And but there's a lot of other greens that don't have as high oxalic acid levels. So there's a lot more healthy.
And we sell 2 of those. We sell the. Do we sell the moringa? And you know, we could put a couple moringas in for sale, and especially the longevity spinach. Buy that from our store because that is perfect for your blood sugar and again, all this information that we're providing you. Look it up. This is just the research we've done. We might be wrong. Maybe we read it wrong. Who knows? Do not take our word for it because we are not medical professionals. We're just, a couple people wanting to grow some food, and this is stuff we've eaten, but you might be allergic to it for all we know. So check it out. Ooh, look how pretty it looks up there at the tree. Make sure you do your own research, please, because don't hold us accountable. We don't know for certain. We are not medical professionals. Frankly, I don't even know if the medical professionals really know. You do your own personal research.
Yep.
And look it up and look how pretty. All right, anything else to say?
Yummy plants.
Yummy
So
plants.
buy some. Read the Wikipedia page. Read the Wikipedia page. Always. Anything, really.
Right, that's true. All right. Okay, so wrapping this up, what do we do?
Hello. Check your posture. Do a
Stretch up into the sky. And
As always, thanks for watching. And remember to just breathe.
just breathe and enjoy the sky. Thank you for subscribing.